me see if this thing is on. Did take myself a little break. Got off of that there Smite. Not Smite. I will go back to Smite, just not now. But I got off of Modern Warfare, Warzone. Multiplayer, Warzone, it's horrible. The TTK is bad. The target reading whenever they are hit. I don't know what the obsession is with Twitch and advertising this guest star shit and shortcut mode or shortcut shield mode. Nigga, what do you want? The fuck you want, bruh? Go away. And then I say got it. And every time I say got it, I go back to this shit. I always kick it off of my stream. But then it goes right back up here as a button. I don't know why it keeps showing up. Or what it wants. I believe the staff is getting into our accounts and forcing us to look at this shit. And it's pissing me off. And if I know one of you who are Twitch staff and you live and by me, I will soccer kick you in the goddamn neck. Because this is really irritating. I don't know how many of you guys are also getting this if you ever do stream on Twitch. I'm just tired of it, frankly. You keep putting shit up here that people do not ask for and expect us to agree with this. I can only speak for myself in regarding to that notion. I say I don't agree with it. I didn't ask for it. And I don't know why the hell you're advertising this shit to me. I don't want people guest starring up here. Somebody come up here and it's time for them to have their say-so. And I gotta put up with this dumbass saying some out-of-line shit and I gotta answer for that shit. I'm good on that. I put up with that one too many damn times. Where I had a multiple opportunity to bring someone up here to give their take on something. Like a game. What's your take on this game? This motherfucker gets up here and starts talking about sex. I'm like, yo, my God. Now I gotta make this video fucking child restricted. Even though children should not be online in the first damn place. I'm just saying, like... I mean, that's one of the main reasons also I mean, women, they are always talking about something related to sex. Like, these motherfuckers acting like they never seen sex before. Or heard of sex before. Even though these fuckers, like, they get access to everything sexual. Especially the bitches that come up here in hot tubs streaming and shit. And they be just taking the camera and aiming it between their legs while their legs are wide open. They wearing yoga pants or they're wearing a bikini or some shit. And Twitch don't give a damn because it's like, she brings in the big bucks and she's getting people to spend their money on their stream, so she's not doing anything wrong. Of course she isn't, because you're simping. And Twitch is down with that. Anyway. I wanted to talk about something regarding our country right quick. And I pretty much said this, something similar to this in the past. I think we're a little too far gone to fix this country. US of A seems to be relatively fucked, if you ask me, and the people are the blame for that. They have always been the blame. They know themselves to be the blame, but they seem to not care. They seem to be doing perfectly well, knowing that they are stupid. Which is why I say freedom is awarded to be a luxury instead of an accomplishment. It has been just pretty much given to everybody because you exist. It shouldn't be given to everybody because not everybody deserves freedom. As we already see what folks were willing to do when they are obtained with, or they acquire certain freedoms. They will take their freedoms and they spend the majority of their life complaining about someone else's freedom. Because they have no talent, they're complaining about somebody with talent. Because they are useless, they're complaining about someone that's useful. Someone have decided to take their freedom to make this country of the United States of America a greater place to be, or a greater place of living, versus an individual who decides to be a freaking pedophile. And they seem to be perfectly fine with that. By they, I'm talking about companies like Twitch and YouTube and TikTok, or ByteDance, that is a parent company of TikTok. But there you go. But it's not just out of nowhere. We got these folks who think this way and support these ideologies. They had to have had this a long time ago. For a very long time is what I'm saying, that this person has been thinking this way. So this has been a conditioning state of mind, or rather there was a certain time where they were okay with this, and they are still okay with it. But because it wasn't actually allowed for them to reveal in public before, since you were always just, thrown in a place of confinement for doing so, and or possibly executed for engaging into these activities. They feel open about it now because we got a pedophile for president, so there you go. It reminds me of whenever you go into games today. You play Master Duel, you play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you play any online competitive game. Even if I say, I like Smite, Smite, what the fuck is that? I like Smite a lot, but it's a competitive online multiplayer game where it's a multiplayer online battle arena, let's put it that way. It's a MOBA. And what you do is you play with a crowd that is quote-unquote competitive. You think that you're competing there up until you find out somebody's using some type of booster script. That particular booster script just so happened to be a hack. They got extreme aim, they never miss, never anything authentic. It's just you're going up against someone that cannot and will not use their natural ability of competitiveness, and you got to deal with someone that's using hacks of some kind to get an extra one-up on someone. It is very annoying, and I find it strange how they always have existed in the past, don't get me wrong, but now they are just coming out of the woodwork, and they don't care how blatant they are. Even games like Overwatch, you see some hackers there, you folks that's shooting straight at the head, no matter where they're shooting. You had I believe a Widowmaker. I was playing off stream though, whenever this was happening. Widowmaker was shooting, and she was missing 100% of the time, but because them hacks was on, boy, she was getting headshots like a motherfucker. Wall tracing and all. I'm like, how the fuck do you see me through the wall, bruh? I know you got your ult, but you ain't use your ult. How is it possible that you can see where I'm going? I didn't hear I got them in my sights at any given time. There is no way in hell. There's no way in hell I know that you're just, seeing me go to a place where you don't see. I mean, obviously you're not somebody like Superman. You don't got X-ray vision, but you have an ability that gives you that, and that ability can only use once up until it charges up. Where I'm going here is that there is a lot of the things that people were in trouble for back then that they are getting away with pretty easily now. And I find it funny that it just so happened to be happening now. And it's happening now at a very large number. It's going unchecked. You got, I've already spoken about the hacking. You got people who are committing thefts. Folks that are breaking and entering. You got folks who are giving threats online. And I've been given threats online multiple times. Specifically, I don't actually have to deal with white folks giving me threats as much as I had to deal with black folks. And black folks, let me tell you, bro, I don't believe half the shit you say when you get online. You start giving threats to me. I just know that you ain't by me, and if you were by me, you wouldn't be alive the next day after your threat was given. I'm telling you, if you went on social media and if you were looking for this particular person that gave a threat to me and they were local, and if you figure out that they haven't logged on anymore after that threat was given, I'm not going to say any more after that. I'm just saying if they don't respond anymore, you know what happened. I'm not playing any games where I'm old school. I believe in threats are seriously, or to be taken seriously whenever they have been given to me by a grown ass individual, dude. I don't take that shit lightly. Oh no, you're a grown adult. I also am a grown adult. You gave your threat. You said what you were going to do. At this point in time, I don't care about you trying to make bygones be bygones and try to squash beef. No, I don't got no beef with you. You just gave your threat and said what you were going to do. These people exist all over the internet. And by these people, I'm talking about these degenerate ass black folks that are all over the place. They seem to be creating all types of spaces where they can create a plan, some form of elaborate plan to attack a lot of white folks, a lot of their own, and I think they have some type of, I don't know, it could be me just overthinking this, but I noticed they have a hatred toward Asians as of late, and it's strange because they watch a lot of Asian movies and they like anime a lot. Why in the world would you commit hate crimes toward a group that you enjoy the entertainment of? You know, where were you going to get the entertainment from if you're just going to constantly keep attacking this group, which is something I find interesting. But that seems to be happening a lot. The Democratic Party seems to be supporting this notion as well. I noticed, and I don't know how many people have also seen this, but I went to Master Duel, I believe a month ago. Back then we never, before the Telements implementation, and I used to go to ranked, and whenever I went to ranked matches, I seen some pretty wild names. You got folks who were trying to make it look like that their name is Harry P. Nuz or something. They named themselves that, but I mean, okay. There was a trend going on, and apparently it wasn't even exclusive to Master Duel. This trend was also happening on TikTok. Where there was an obsession with Asian hatred. I don't know where it was going, why this was being practiced. And at the time, whenever it's happening, I'm pretty much like, that ain't really my fight. These people need to defend themselves. I don't really give a shit. But I'm using this as an example to show how, what's the word I'm looking for? Not disoriented, not disgruntled. I might want to say disgruntled, but it's something deeper and sinister than that. There's something unstable about these people. And sure, I'm one of these folks. I'm one of the so-called, I guess, black, I suppose, populace. But I don't subscribe to everything that these people do. Hell, I'm damn near subscribing to nothing they do. I don't know what these modern Negroes are doing, but they don't got shit to do with whatever it is I support. And I sure as hell do not like siding with a group that likes to complain about their problems 24/7. You got me fucked up. I am not going to side with you. That shows weakness, and weakness makes me sick. I have a sense of creation. You know, I like things being made by my very own hands. You don't create at all. You just pretty much go around and mooching all damn day. There's something wrong with you niggas. I can't really have a conversation with a lot of you either. When you motherfuckers come around, I'm expecting something to be missing because you steal all the goddamn time. You are constantly violent, and I have to respond to you in kind, in violence. I laugh every time somebody tries to have a conversation with a black woman. You know damn well you are not going to be successful having a conversation with a black woman. Have you not seen episodes of Fresh and Fit and how black women are whenever they get on the show? It is very rare that you will meet an upstanding black woman. If that woman is an upstanding black woman, she is more than likely foreign. I swear to God. Or back whenever Tommy Sotomayor used to be on YouTube and his channel used to be booming. He's here also on Twitch, and you can feel free to check him out as the Tommy Sotomayor Show. He got a very nice show. So he got some very good commentary whenever talking about current events and things. But he has a show, and you know, he has conversations with black women, and typically whenever black women have themselves an appearance on the show, they always make an ass out of themselves. These are some fucking apes. They don't know how to act. You can't take them anywhere. They always act like a goddamn clown. Act a fool. Just whenever you're thinking to have a peaceful visit, to go to a restaurant or a supermarket, you just so happen to never can go there. You never can go there without dealing with this woman or a bunch of these women. A fucking full armada of them just engaged in some type of fisticuffs with either one another or with another group of people. And that's the only best way to respond to them in that sort. I used to be on a application called IMVU, and I had to deal with various different black women that thought that they were brave enough to keep threatening me into physical combat. I'm like, first of all, before you give this threat, I want you to understand that you're talking to a grown-ass man that's actually getting older. You know, I don't have the tolerance level like I used to deal with y'all. There was a point in time I used to be chill. Now I don't have a tolerance level. Now it's I'm waiting until you say the first thing that's out of line, and I'll take your fucking dome off. That's pretty much where I am. I still am in that same place right to this very moment. And as the days go by, I feel myself and that patience slipping away. Because I don't like these people. I really can't stand these folks. I have a deep disdainment for this group. I swear to God. And I shit you not. I have lived with black women my entire life. I know how satanic this group is. That's why, and I like how it's interesting how a lot of people are beginning to talk like me now. Back then, whenever I was on Instagram, I used to call the black woman Satan. And a lot of people used to look at me sideways for saying that, like, why the hell would you say that? How would she be Satan? Wouldn't Satan be a man? I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, before you say that, I want you to pay attention to their actions, and I want you to pay attention to the actions of other women, and tell me what you think. And before you have a say-so, I want you to do your boots on the ground analysis, do your study, and go back, or rather come back to me. Then we can have a dialogue and talk about what we just witnessed. I don't think you understand the full picture here, bruh, or the full description of what it is I'm trying to project to you. or rather what they're trying to project to you. I'm not saying anything. It's just I want you to witness what they're doing. So what I'm saying to you shouldn't really be that important. I just want you to go there and witness what the fuck they're doing and come back to relate what the hell you just got done looking at, and then tell me what you think about what the hell they're doing. That's all I want you to do. I'm not trying to spin any form of narrative. I just want you to see what they're doing. Respond to me in kind. What do you think about that? And if you think there's anything holistic about that, there's something wrong with you. And I'm going to need for you to be thrown into a paddy wagon and to be shipped to the nearest room with padded walls with a straitjacket so you can bounce around and be as crazy as you want to. You should not be let off in public with the rest of people who are normal. I don't think there's anything normal about you if you think that shit is normal. Because I don't agree with that. I don't think anybody should agree with that. And back in the early 60s and 50s, we didn't even agree with that. Women were back then more quieter, and they were getting married more. They're getting married less now, significantly less, mind you. They're getting all these BBLs and boob jobs, and it's making me want to cut this off into its own video so I can just have a separate video about gaming. And I probably should. But I'm just letting you know, they getting all these blown up proportions of themselves. Overly accentuated. And for what? For you to never get married in your life. A man will only look at you because you look like an object to fuck. Now when he gets done fucking you, he realizes that, what am I doing with this thing? What is this creature? I don't want to deal with this bitch. I don't want my kids, future kids, to deal with this bitch either. I want to look at this motherfucker like, hey, I want to knock the fuck... I want to knock you the hell out. You know, I don't want to have to deal with that shit. That's exactly what you get whenever you're dealing with a lot of black women. Now, I can't speak for you white folks because I don't fuck with white women like that. At the same time, I kind of do, because it's like, you know, I don't really care if a woman is a woman is a woman. Therefore, I approve of all variations of tits and asses and vaginas, okay? I don't mind it. If a white woman were to come to me and flirt, you know, do her little courting routine, even though she shouldn't be doing so because I'm so used to doing that my damn self. She wanted to be with me, whatever the case, and I'll just let it happen. I'm not going to say, oh, you're a white woman, I can't let this happen. No. However, this group, I don't really put up with as many problems as I do with my own group of women. In my own group of women, because I did say that I used to live with them all my life. Despite if they have a PhD or anything, they are retarded as fuck, bro. I don't believe them half the time whenever they even call themselves conservative. No, the fuck you're not. How are you conservative? A conservative woman would shut the fuck up. What you mean you're conservative? Why would You're not even conservative. Let's put it that way. You're not a conservative. You're a woman. You're not Democratic or conservative. You're just a woman. That's it. And a woman is a fucking... She's a chameleon. She's only going to get in where she fit in. Just so she could get benefits and she'll see her way out. So to people who are trying to add women within your midst, understand that fact. They don't care. They never did. They're there to pick the winners. They're not there to help you succeed. They're not. They don't care about this, or your struggling, or your arguments. Whatever you go through is what you go through, minus, minus the hogwash that they don't really want to deal with. They just want you to just possibly get that out the way before talking with them, and then whenever you get that out, whenever you get all the stress out of your life, they'll be right there waiting on you. Hey there, I see you got yourself a Lamborghini, and would you like to have a conversation? Because before you got that Lambo, that bitch didn't want to talk to you, but all of a sudden you got it and she's all over your dick. Excuse my French. You got over 1 million following and you let her know about it and you show her your page, guess what she'll turn into right now? Another one of your followers. She'll turn into your fan in a second. She loved that type of attention. She just want... There was a point in time like women didn't like that type of attention. They didn't care about attention like that. They seriously hated that shit. You got the Democratic Party to blame for the reason why women have transformed into these demons as of late. I don't even agree with the women that's in office pretending to care about the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights and whatnot. No, you don't, bro. You just don't. What do you get out of this? We already know how this is going to end. There's going to be you're going to get publicly chastised for it. You're going to say sorry, and you're going to bend the knee and turn to the benefit of the other party, because you're going to realize you're winning a losing fight. You're opportunists. We know. But then again, can you say the same thing for black women? Because I don't think they're opportunists, and quite frankly, they don't even know what the hell they're engaging into. I used to say that they were opportunists, but then again, if they get money, what the fuck are they going to do with the money? Are they going to get an ass job? And if they get an ass job, how can they guarantee that they're still going to get married after that? Me and my wife was talking about this earlier, and I'm like, I can't even say that because I used to think like that, but it's like the end justifies the means, and you're not getting too far after engaging into what you thought was going to be beneficial for you in the future and the present. And let's say, for example, you get a child by this guy. There's a high chance that she ain't staying with that dude. She'll be a baby mama, never a mother. I'm gonna say it again. She'll be a baby mama, but not a mother. The state of this country is also fucked because of the main reason, or main reasoning. As much people want to make it seem that the state of the country is at disarray and they are losing more and more of their rights as the days and months go by. Let's keep it real, bro. Who the fuck voted for this? This exact same group. These folks show a real weird way of how disoriented they are about current day events. Don't give me that learning takes time bullshit. I was fully aware of what evil you were voting for if you are to sign up or support or vote for the Democratic Party. Now, some might say, the Democratic Party weren't always like this. Excuse me, you must have forgotten who founded the KKK, bro. Or who was responsible for the slave capturing patrols of whenever the slave got away from the plantation. That is the same group that is the Democratic Party. How the fuck did you guys decide to vote for this party and think this is okay? Because I'm confused. I'd love to know that. And if you can give me an explanation as to why folks have a justified idea or thought to support a party that backs this ideal, you can feel free to give me a comment below, and or possibly do a stream or commentary on this video and let me know as to what the hell you think that these people were thinking by supporting this notion. Again, I'm confused and I would really love to know this. let's go ahead and vote more for nuclear stoves. Even though gas stoves have served us well, but nuclear stoves, which is significantly more hotter and burning a massive amount of our foods, making them and rendering them, isn't it inedible or unedible? I think it's inedible. Rendering them inedible. They cannot be eaten. But we're going to support nuclear. We're going to support nuclear powered stoves, though. You know? Do you know what you supported when you agreed to the testament that we should have nuclear powered stoves? You know, it just sounds cool. You know, we should use nuclear powered stoves. But what about the gas ones, bro? The gas ones always served us well. Hell, I'll even support the notion that we need more electric stoves, because electric, it's hotter than freaking fire. So I mean, there you go. Why would you go a step beyond that and say nuclear? What the fuck? Anyway, it's just an example, it's an analogy that you guys are taking into consideration, that's exactly what's happening with the American people. Like, why the hell would you support a people that don't care for you? They never cared for you. They don't even care about themselves. Do you realize how out of shape a lot of Democrats are? Well, I'm a Democrat. What you support? I'm a Democrat. So as a Democrat, do you have any particular policies that you would like to say that you support, or anything that would be beneficial to the American people? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't Trump. When I heard that on a YouTube clip, and I believe it was on the short. When I heard that on that YouTube short, I don't know where it is. I was looking for it. I believe 2 days ago. I couldn't find it. I look at so many videos that it's like lost in the sauce whenever I go back to look for it, and I want to use it as a reference point to talk about. But yo, when I seen that clip, I'm like, hey yo, I think I've given up on humanity. I'd love for humanity to show why they are well deserving of their life, but I am much more convinced that probably 2/3 of this planet might gonna need to have to get thermonuclear missiled right about now. I need for a possible meteor to hit this planet and wipe out the majority of this population about now. I think we might possibly be far gone. And it kind of explains to me why the time of Noah's Ark happened in the way that it did. And I see why God did what he did and why he was justified in doing what he did. And you know what? Had it been me, I would have decided, you know what? Hit that water switch again, bro. But there was a promise that you wouldn't flood the earth. And this is a promise within the covenant. No, hit that water switch again. Flood it again. I understand that I had a promise, but they broke their promises, so I see bygones to be bygones. Go ahead and hit that water switch again. And quite frankly, the Heavenly Father, he could break his promise within any day. What the fuck y'all gonna do about it anyway? Like, what if he said, right now, I'm going to go ahead and flood it anyway? He's more justified in doing so, because guess what? You guys can keep your side of the bargain. You didn't keep the earth this clean like he wanted you to. You're still consuming abominations. You're still worshiping idol gods. You're still running around here scantily. The women still running around here scantily clad. You're not respecting the laws of the land, which is supposed to be the same laws that applies to the protection of the rights of the people and the protection of Scripture. You're supposed to care about oneself and your neighbor. You got only one body, and that one vessel is all you contain. I said that wrong. That one vessel is all you have. As well as you would understand that your neighbor's vessel is all they have. You would think to protect them. as well as you would do yourself. I remember I had this conversation about this topic before with somebody. It was this weird fella, one of them pro-black dudes. I was like, so, to a murderer, you mean to tell me that you don't love the murderer? Despite what they did, but you still should show some form of love and compassion to this individual. You don't like what they did, but the person themselves you should still show compassion and love to, because if you don't love them, you don't love yourself or anybody else. And if you try to tell me that you love me, I believe you flat out lying. Especially whenever it comes to terms when you realize, what if someone was falsely accused of engaging into an activity that you understood was breaking the law? What are you going to think? Oh, you were found doing that? Oh, let me go ahead and tell you, I don't love you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate your guts. Okay, what if they were found not guilty? There were no evidence to substantiate the claim of whatever that was accused of them. You just hated an individual for no reason. What will you then do? Now, some people might think, oh yeah, this guy just didn't know any better at the time. He can always still go back on his word and, let bygones be bygones with how he felt about the individual at the time. I don't believe any of that shit, dude. I don't believe any of that. I say keep the same fucking energy. It is what it is. You said what you already felt for me whenever you thought I did it. What do you think about me after I was found not guilty, though? Do you still hate me? Because you're not supposed to harbor any hatred for anybody, but you harbored some for me whenever you thought I did it. Had it been me and that person said they hated me, I'm gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, you were the guy that hated me? You were the one who said all that shit about me on social media? To people who talking about words don't hurt, and they do. Especially whenever you say some heinous shit about someone that ain't did shit to you or anybody else. Go ahead and keep that same energy. Keep it. I'd rather you still be confused and aloof off in the world and not knowing what is what. Don't try to pretend like you love me now because you said you didn't like me and you couldn't stand me and you loathed and detested me. You abhorred me. That is also going to bring me into a conversation where I'm going to say that's what's caused the mass divide in this country, where people from different political backgrounds have decided they don't even want to have a conversation with one another. Now, is that healthy? It really isn't. However, I understand it. If you're dealing with a completely, totally unreasonable individual, do you know what the Heavenly Father told you about those people? And he even gave them a label. Do you want to know what that label is? A reprobate. You do not try to talk sense to a reprobate. Okay? That is a backslider. Logic is gone from that individual. They know what their purpose is. And their purpose is to be an absolute nuisance. And your purpose is to learn not to be that nuisance. To stay away from them. You see how they act. You don't emulate that and become like that later on in the future. Otherwise, there's something wrong with you. Nobody else's fault but your own. You're the one who had your own mind, but you decided since this guy is doing it, I think it's cool. So let me do the same thing. Okay. So whatever happened to that uniqueness? You wanted us to notice you for you instead of noticing you and looking at you and thinking that you're just like somebody else. No, I just thought what that person did was cool and I'm going to emulate that. You didn't see that, you know, that person used to touch kids or anything. No, I'm just going to support them and also become like them. Okay. So it doesn't bother you that they ate kids. No, I'm just still going to be like them. All right. All right. Okay. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but apparently this ain't so different for you. You just want to be a follower, bro. There you go. Which also ties into this situation. There's a lot of those type of people in this country. Despite the wrong that they see one party is doing, guess who they came all to the support of? That party. They show a real weird way of how unhappy they are with current circumstances. And that is bullshit. When everyone was jumping on the hate Trump train, Jesus Christ. Hate Trump train, they were grifting off the idea of talking shit about Trump and realized that it didn't get them so far. Everything that they talk shit about and regarding this man, guess what happened? It all backfired on them. Now all the people who talk shit about Trump ain't talking that much shit about him anymore. Ain't that funny? Now, you might call it karma. I like to say that this exists in the Bible. And it's exactly what happened with Jesus. And people used to talk mad shit about Jesus. And what happened when they talked a lot of shit in regarding Jesus, guess what happened to these people? Who did what to Jesus? They lost their entire country. Their name, their inheritance, they've lost everything. Do you understand me? Now some might think it's blasphemy for you to put Jesus and Trump in the same shoes. Look, that's what analogies are for. What happened somewhere else, you can apply it to something else. Don't try to come to me with that ultra zealous, super righteous bullshit. I don't feel that. But if you want one of those folks that get touched off of me making an analogy like that, fuck you. This ain't a stream for you anyway. It's a stream for those who are willing to listen. That's why I decided I wanted to talk about, I was supposed to have talked about this last night, but I got sleepy and I did have a lot of this stuff to say that was on my mind. I got sleepy. I was also gaming, and whenever I do streaming and gaming at the same time, after I'm done streaming, I get ultra tired, bro. There was a point in time where I used to do this a lot. And I did so much to where I ended up being affiliated in my other account. And that affiliation also, you know, got tarnished due to, you know, cancel mob and their weird following that did not like me, but for some strange reason came to my channel to tell me how they didn't like me. This, instead of, you know, staying away from my account. And I'm not sure why they did that. Why do I need to know that you don't like me anyway? But they exist. There's another group of people that y'all should be aware of, is the ones who are the biggest fans of those things that they dislike. They exist in this country. They exist by the masses. They didn't vote for Biden. They voted against Trump. Congratulations. You are telling me that the people have supported for the destruction of their country, which shows me that the American people and their constitutional rights and their Bill of Rights is all bullshit. I am glad you said that shit. To people who said that they are voting against Trump, not voting for Biden, let me let you know this. These people have openly declared that their country is no longer a country to live in. And if they believe this country is so racist, why are they not letting the other people who are migrants in this country, coming from another country, that this is a wrong place, the wrong place to be, and this place is highly racist? Why aren't they letting them know about this? This country is full of shit, and there's nobody here to convince me otherwise. I'm not even going to waste my damn breath on it any further. This has been 45 minutes into this video, and I am done with this motherfucker. But I will be back to play some Overwatch. Yeah, I'll be back to play some Overwatch. Then I'm going to play some Smite after that. So stay tuned.